Now, it is very important that we be on guard and watch out for the handouts of narcissists and toxic individuals, for their attempts to manipulate you through giving to you as a form of love bombing, which can ultimately enslave you and make you feel indebted to them. Indebted. I hope I said that right. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, when we talk about the ways in which toxic, abusive narcissists can manipulate us in relationships, we often refer to the love bombing phase. This is the initial part of the relationship where they introduce themselves to you and to me. This is before we have an understanding that they are toxic, that they are manipulative, that they are users and abusers, and that they have not a single bit of true or real care or concern for you or your life. They are simply trying to achieve something through using you. Now, oftentimes we completely miss this in the beginning of the relationship because of their extroverted kindness, if you will, their love bombing, as we call it in the narcissistic abuse community. But if we learn ourselves how to be the best caregivers for ourselves and how to be good transactional business people in our own right, then we will deny any and all toxic, narcissistic people from even gaining access into our life. So to begin with, the first one that we have to watch out for is flattery. Obviously, flattery is when a person just showers you with compliments. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're handsome. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, you're the best. Oh, you're the greatest. Oh, you're the funniest. Flattery, 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 flattery. Everybody likes a good compliment from time to time. However, if we are not careful, we can subconsciously allow the flattery of toxic people and potentially very dangerous people to be setting a trap under our feet, kind of like a fishing person who sends a rod out for fish with nice dangling worm out there, which really attracts the fish to that worm. And they're like, oh, I want more of that worm. I want it to look so big, but they have no idea there's a hook on that worm and it hooks the fish just like flattery can hook you and me whoop, right by the mouth. And we get pulled in and reeled in to this person who just wants to eat us, right? That is what flattery can lead to if you're not careful. So when you receive compliments from a person, it's okay to be thankful and say thank you for the compliment. It is not okay to start to get these feelings stirred up inside of you going, whoa, oh, I like that. I like what that person has to say about me. Let me draw in closer. But again, this comes down to you understanding your value and being able to self-validate and feeling good about yourself already. If you feel good enough about yourself already as an individual, if you're able to feed yourself upon the fruit of who you are and your purpose in this life, then when other people compliment you, you'll recognize it and be able to say, thank you, I appreciate that. But you're not going to gravitate near out of a need to hear more. Because this is where the fisherman, this is where the toxic person lures you in saying, I got one. I got one that needs my validation. I got one that needs me to tell them they're beautiful. I've got one that I can use and I can say whatever. And I got one that will do what I want them to do in order to hear me say more things to them that make them feel good. This is everything to do with you. This is everything to do with your value. Yes, it may be hard to not be drawn to people who are complimenting you, but understand that flattery is dangerous. Flattery is potentially a trap, and flattery could land you in a very abusive relationship. The second thing that I want to talk with you about that you need to be able to start to deny, and this is the free handouts. This is people who want to give you something for nothing in return. Now, on a small scale, this could be as simple as a date that takes you out for dinners consecutively. Now, as you all know, especially those of you in the dating world, that typically if somebody's taking you out on dates and buying you dinner, it means something. That what they're doing is creating this element of you being in debt to them. In debt to them. There's that word again, in debt. I keep saying it wrong. But you get what I'm saying, that you will somehow owe them something in return. And in the dating world, it typically comes in the form of some form of sexual activity, right? Okay, I've taken you out to dinner 3 times. We went to McDonald's once. We went to this fancy restaurant. I took you to this place on top of the hill with a great view. And doggone it, I spent $80 on a dinner. So I think that it's about time that we have sex now, right? It's my turn, right? Type of a thing. That's on a small scale. We need to be able to look at these things and be able to bring a sense of fairness out of our own value once again and say, listen, you bought dinner. I'm going to buy dinner this time. I don't need you to keep buying me dinner. I don't need you to do anything. I don't need you to give me stuff. We have to be careful because oftentimes, as we've learned, toxic people gain access and power over your life because of the things that they do for you initially. They shower you with gifts. They want to give things to you, and oftentimes they'll do it publicly. They'll announce on Facebook or social media what they want to do or who they're doing it for and how great they are. There's a couple of things they're accomplishing. What toxic people accomplish when they do this is, one, virtue signaling, letting everybody know, look at what I'm doing to give to other people. That way they can get applause by other people. And then also, subconsciously, they're trying to lure you in and trying to create a slave out of you, a servant out of you. It's very difficult to take something from other people and not somehow feel that you owe them. And this is why it becomes very important that you learn the value of being able to say, no, I'm not going to take anything from you. I don't care if you are my family. I don't care if you do want to date me. I don't need you to pay. I'm capable of it on my own. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where we need people to bless us if we are in a true state of need. And that's okay. But if you're not in a state of need, if you're not, and no one's meeting you in a true state of need, but instead they're just showing off, saying, hey, I'm going to give this to you. Be on the watch out. Be able to stand up and say, no, I don't need you to buy me dinner. No, I don't need you to fix my car. No, I don't need you to do this. Don't worry about that. I'm capable of doing it on my own. And by doing this, you will save yourself from being in a position where you feel like you owe a person. And again, this is how toxic people gain power over other people in life. By trying and seeing who can they give to? Who can they look important to? If they can look important to you, if they can look important to other people, then in their minds, they have gained power over you, and then you are in debt to them, and you owe them. And listen, you don't want to be in debt to anybody. You don't want to owe anybody. You want 100% independence and freedom. And the only way to do that is to stand up and say, no, I don't need you. Thank you. I don't need your help. Thank you. I don't need your support. I've got this. Thank you. I don't need you to buy me dinner. Thank you for buying me coffee last time, but I'm going to buy this time. If you don't want me to buy, then don't bother going out with me because I don't want you to buy a single dinner again. You don't have to. I didn't ask for it. No, I don't need you to fix this for me. I'm capable of doing it, and I could pay people to do it, and that's what I'm going to do. And narcissists will say, no, don't pay for it. Just let me do it. Why would somebody want to do something for free like that? So that they can gain power over your life. This is why they want to do things like that, especially if you're capable of handling it yourself. This is the trap of narcissists. So those are the two things that you really want to watch out for in the love bombing stages: the flattery and then the handouts. Don't accept either one. Take it for what it is, somebody who's attempting to lure you in. Be able to stand in your own independence, be true to yourself, be a complete individual, be self-validated, and be able to handle yourself and to do things for yourself and not need from it for anybody else. And this will avoid toxicity. Now, I know that some of you may have been conditioned that it's okay to be the damsel in distress and, oh, I always rely on the kindness of strangers. No more. We're not in that time. Now you handle yourself. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below, you can find one-on-one coaching options with me. We could do a FaceTime consultation, a telephone consultation, or you could even request a sponsored video that speaks into your situation. Also, you can find links to Royal We Apparel, where you can pick up t-shirts with positive messages and support your favorite channel. You'll find links for Royal We Live Chat, where the community comes together and we ask questions and we answer questions, and you can even call in for free. You'll also find a link to Royal We Fellowship, an in-depth Bible exploration as it pertains to this world of toxic narcissism.